Welcome back. You're listening to the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM, and rather sadly, it's the last time we'll be checking in with Egan Regnier for the season because the Southern Ports Tennis Association competition was finalised over the weekend with 3 senior grand final matches, and here to tell us how it all went is the captain of the Robe Roosters, who unfortunately were not at the big dance, but the great man himself, Egan Regnier, was in attendance watching, and it's good to have you with us, Egan. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm going good, thank you, Alice. How's it going with you?
Pretty well, Egan, but, bittersweet for that matter, because it's the last time we'll have you on the show, which is a little sad. But things have come to an end, and we've got 3 division winners. We'll start in the 3rd division, where we had the grand final being played out between Beachport and the Lucindale Wombats, and Beachport too good, Egan.
Yeah, Beachport a really good win in the end, 15 sets to 9. I said last week this was a flip of a coin sort of prediction on who was going to win this game. These two sides have, they've hit some good form over the season and some not so good form over the season as well. But yeah, they met in the Div 3 final, and Beachport had a really good win there. It was looking at the scorecard, Beachport won 5 really close sets. So that seemed to be the real difference. The Wombats won a few of them sets and brought it a bit closer. But yeah, Beachport's credit, they their full side was a pretty good side too. So they got working the right time of year, and they took out the Div 3 final.
Just on Beachport, Egan, I wonder, often in regional sports and with clubs in regional competitions, we get cases where we have, an A-grade side that might not be a nucleus full of serial championship winners, but what we do get is, in fact, a club with really solid teams across the board in every grade, whereby you might not have a massive discrepancy in quality across all grades and therefore a massive amount of depth. Would you sort of categorise Beachport as that?
A bit I could say that. Yeah, it's especially how our tennis works. Our competition, you could have some really good players in your side, but not, and then some players that aren't, as good as the number they're playing. And obviously, you have 6, around the same mark in ability-wise, or, they are always competing at the number they're put in. It's going to take you a long way to, winning world games. And Beachport definitely have that. They have, their full side was really competitive throughout the year, and it was no easy beat to anyone who ever played them. So yeah, Beachport had a fairly good year, and you could put them under that category for sure.
There we have it. Well, we'll move along and discuss Div 2 matters, and in the grand final, it was Kingston entertaining Naracoorte. Naracoorte the winners on the day. Egan, how did you assess their performance?
Yeah, not what I tipped. I thought Kingston was going to be too good in this game, but Naracoorte had a very good win over the end. They won 14 sets to 10. Kingston started off the day with an early lead of winning 4 mixed doubles out of 6, but Naracoorte fought back in their singles. They won 8 singles out of 12, and 5 of them sets came from the women. So the women held real strong when it really mattered most, and it obviously put them in a good spot coming into the doubles. And again, the women they held their ground, and they won all their women's doubles, and obviously that really helped the side gain the win, and they won the Div 2 Shield in that one.
Naracoorte, a proud team in the Southern Ports tennis competitions. No representatives in the Division 1 grand final, but pretty solid across the board as a whole when it comes to looking at their season in an overview, in an overall kind of way, rather, Egan. So they would have been pretty proud to see their seconds take out the title, wouldn't they?
Yeah, for sure. They had a really good season. They were pretty much top of the ladder all year, or top 2 for sure, and they've been good for a couple of years now. They've got a good solid core, 7 or 8 people that have been there for the last 2-3 years, and they just know how to win. They play in their right position. They've gone really well the last couple of years, and they definitely did that again this season. And finished off nicely for them, having a good win over Kingston. get the Div 2.
All right, let's get to Div 1, the creme de la creme. Now, Egan, your predictions were pretty spot on with how things panned out in Division 1. Before we talk about the game, though, just tell us about the season overall, what you thought about how things finished up. And it was a pretty difficult season in many respects for various teams, with player availability being a bit of an issue. But the story of the season, what was it for you?
Really good question. I think, looking over the season, it's I think it really showed that when you have your full team in against anyone, you have a chance to win any game. And the top sides, they were probably a bit more consistent, having their more consistent teams in, where the bottom sides sort of had more feelings in throughout the year. But anyone could have been anyone really. Like, I know Penola finished bottom of the ladder, but they still beat 2 or 3 sides that played finals. So it shows, it wasn't, the ladder sits where it sits, but it definitely, I think our competition was very even throughout the year, and anyone could beat anyone on their day. So, which was, it's a real positive sign for us that, no one's flogging someone else. It's all very even, and that's how you sort of like your competition to go. So, Sunport is in a really good spot at the moment.
Yeah, certainly agree with that. And just looking ahead to the season 2024, or 23-24, I should say, is the main priority for teams, in your view, going to be to just focus on bolstering their squads and their lineups? Because we saw how much of an issue that was throughout parts of this season, Egan, where suddenly 1 or 2 days out from match day action, you're left with barely being able to scrape a team together. So surely that's got to be a focus for a number of teams, and I might say yours included there, Egan.
Yeah, for sure. And that one priority. Obviously, we'll have a break over winter and come back sort of towards the end of winter and see what numbers each club's got and how many teams they put into the league for the year. But that's for sure. Yeah, it's so hard. Football and netball take so much time from people over the winter, and even now, a lot of people are training 2-3 times a week, and probably takes a fair bit of a toll on them from doing it for 8 months, especially in the cold weather. And summer is their break; they want to enjoy their weekends and get away and stuff. So I feel like tennis getting a bit of a hit through that. But if you put your hand up and you commit, tennis is really good on a Saturday afternoon. It's fun, it's relaxing. It's not probably as serious as what a lot of country football and netball is, but you still get your fitness and your exercise out of it, and your socialising out of it. And it's really good. And tennis isn't dying, but probably the commitment side's just not 100% as what it is to other sports. But especially for us down here in Road, we're hoping next year we probably get a little bit more commitment from players, and we push up the ladder for sure.
All right, let's unpack Div 1, the grand final. Francis against Lucindale Koalas. Francis victorious, as you called it yourself, Egan. So a real majestic effort from them this season.
Yeah, Francis, great side all year. They had a really good win over the Lucindale Koalas, 15-9. I thought Koalas were going to give them a real crack, and the Koalas had a really good side too during the year, and they did what they had to do to finish second. But Francis fully strength, seeing their team sheet on Friday night, knowing what they had on the team. It was going to always be a massive task for the Koalas to get the job done, but it was fairly tight during the day. Francis just kept winning a few extra sets to just keep a little bit of a lead on the Koalas, and after the mixed doubles and the singles, the Francis team was up to 11 sets with 6 sets to go, so they were in a great position by then. And the 3 Francis men's doubles, they all won, so that obviously put them over the total they needed, and they had a really good win then, 15-9. So massive congratulations to Francis. They had a great year, and a really, really strong team in both their men and women, and it was very, very challenging for whoever had to come up against them on Saturday. So, yeah.
Well, Egan Regnier, you came in as the new correspondent for the Southern Ports competition on a whim, and you've been with us all season long. We owe you a debt of gratitude. You've done a fantastic job, and we can't wait to join forces again in the 2023-24 season. Enjoy your off-season, Egan. I know you'll still be very busy during the winter months, but we really appreciate everything you've done over the summer here on the Flow Friday Sports Show, and all the best going into the next season of the Southern Ports tennis competition.
Yeah, no worries for having me. It's been really good, so enjoyed it a fair bit, and hopefully next year we're winning more than we're losing, so be a bit happy when I'm talking every week.
Win, loss or draw, Egan, it's been great fun, and once again we thank you very much. You take it easy. We'll see you next year.
All right, thank you for having me.